Hi everyone, welcome back to my space. So today's video will be a little different. Some weeks back I did a video about migrating to Malta and I listed the different ways through which one can move to Malta. And one of the routes that I mentioned was the study, like moving here to study. So that is what I'll be looking at today. So basically, there are two major state universities in Malta. We have the University of Malta, they have a lot of courses, and then we have MCAS as well. However, today I'll be looking at a few other institutions because there's so many institutions in Malta. So here we have the St. Thomas College. This particular institution has become really popular recently. I mean, there are lots of people who have moved here and to Malta and are currently studying different courses at this school. And of course, they support in terms of visa assistance and will pretty much guide you through the entire process. So they have this Get Qualified scheme. I think a lot of institutions actually have this. Although this is for those who live here and pay taxes, there are scholarship options you could explore as well. So another institution that's become very popular as well is the Global College Malta. I know they've been existing in Malta for quite a bit because they actually share the same building where I work as well. Right. So this particular school is located in Calcara. They have, I know that they provide a lot of support to international students, right? So they walk you through the visa process and, pretty much just help. And they're also funding plans that you could avail yourself of, right? There are a number of courses as well that you might want to apply for. So, like I said, the major universities are actually just University of Malta and MCAS. You see variety of courses, But I mean, there are also a number of courses at these institutions. So just go through it, check for the duration, the fees, the mode of study, the modules to see if it's something that would really suit you. Of course, usually they would have a fee for local students and international students. I think this particular course is not available for international students because it's not listed there. But obviously, there will be courses that international students can enroll for as well, for sure. I'll just check this to see if this is available for you. But then at the end of the day, you could even just chat them up, contact them to see if it's actually, if it's something you can do if you want to. So like this one now, they have the usually local students will always pay lower than international students. So one thing about these schools are, they are quite cheap, they are quite affordable, I would say, compared to possibly the state universities. And of course, just in case you want to work while studying, you could just check the career pages of any of these institutions. This is Global College. That's it, an admin executive. Okay, that's full time. There are other roles there that are part time. So there's the Institute of Tourism Studies. This is another school that you could study specific courses, right? I think they have both master's and bachelor's degree programs, right? So basically, this would just be centered around hospitality, tourism. Yeah, I think. But obviously, you could just go through the site to see if there's any course that would interest you. They have, and of course, they also support international students in terms of visa, settling in. I think some of these schools actually do even kind of have a package that would include accommodation and everything for students, so you do not have to worry when you move here. Okay. So there's this other institution called Idea Academy. Is it Idea or Idea? I'm not sure what the pronunciation is, but specifically they have healthcare courses. I've been getting several inquiries regarding healthcare, and basically to be able to practice in Malta as a doctor, as a nurse, or whatever it is, you need to do some sort of top up. At least I am sure of, I am really sure of nursing. To practice as a nurse, you need to, right? Do this top up degree. They have it at different institutions, not just this school. It's 7,000. I think it's a little bit higher here. Of course, they have the Get Qualified scheme I talked about earlier, right? They have different courses, not just healthcare. They have leadership, management. I think they even have business courses as well, right? And I think they have bachelor's degree. Different levels. Okay, and they support international students. What I'm emphasizing on supporting international students is because I want to believe that there will be some institutions that are really not, would I say, expertise in terms of providing the right documents and pretty much guiding the students. Okay, so we have the Malta Further and Higher Education Authority, where you check to see if your institution is accredited. I think the website is NMI. That's the website basically, mfhea, yeah, .mt. So here you can actually check to be sure that the institution is accredited. It is really important. I've been getting lots of inquiries, like I mentioned before, regarding studying in Malta. So of course there are several institutions, a lot of institutions, affiliates, and institutions here in Malta. So there might be a few that might not be accredited at the moment, or maybe they were, like this particular one now, they were accredited but it's expired. So you would not want to go through the process of enrolling in a school that is no more accredited, or whose qualification or certificate you cannot use. Although I want to believe that those schools would actually not exist anymore. Like, I mean, so it's really important that you check that the institution is fully accredited, or at least is accredited basically, right? So you can search here like for any school at all. I'll just check the global college I mentioned earlier. Obviously this is accredited, license status is indefinite, so you're fine. I mean, you can check any school at all you want, you would surely find it here. Okay, let me just check this other school. Someone told me about the school recently. Yeah, okay, so full license status. So there are several schools that, even there are some schools I've not even heard of before, but when I checked here, so that's St. Thomas Institute also that I mentioned before. Yeah, for sure they have a full license. So these particular schools, you can be rest assured and then apply for I mean, apply at these institutions. Okay, because it is one thing for you to, okay, yes, you get admission from a particular school, and then if you now go on to apply for visa, they would not, I mean, they would deny the visa because it is not accredited. So aside checking to be sure that the institution is recognized, a particular school might be recognized and accredited, but one course might not be. So you need to check here on the qualifications database to be sure that the particular course you are looking to study is here and actually available, right? So you can just pick any institution and course that, right, you are looking to. This is a idea academy, for example, right? So you could just check for the course and see if it's available. So like you can see here the program status, you know would either show available, or I'm sure there will be some courses that would not be available. So I mean, it's just really safe to check all of these things to be sure before proceeding on the journey. It would also tell you the level, the MQF, EQF level. So either bachelor's, or I mean, depending on what level it is, right? So you could also check for more information about the qualification and accreditations, right, on this particular section. Right, so I mean, university bachelor's degree would be a particular level and how the license is basically issued. So after applying, getting your admission letter from the school, of course, if you are from a non-EU country, or a country that is not within the Schengen area, or certain areas actually, you would need to apply for a visa, right? So Identity Malta takes care of anything that has to do with visa, resident permit, work permit, like everything is taken care of by Identity Malta. Okay, so obviously you see here where, I mean, what countries would be required to apply for a visa. Okay, so we have the student application, we have the ones exceeding 90, not exceeding 90 calendar days, short courses, you get a short stay visa. I mean, this section is just basically to know what kind of visa you would apply for. And then we have the courses exceeding 90 calendar days. So usually for that particular one, you would get a 1 year visa. Yeah, you get a visa, they call it National D visa, valid for 1 year, 365 days. Okay. So if for any reason you need to extend your visa, you need to visit them. not later than 21 days before it expires. This is really important. And of course, it cannot be earlier than 30 days, like they mentioned there. So here as well, the required documents that would be needed, when you're submitting your application. I mean, there are several requirements, but I would like to talk about this particular requirement. You need to provide proof of sufficient. I mean, it has to be 75, basically 75% of the national minimum wage. So national minimum wage is 792 per month. So 75% of that should be, that was my maths. I think 500 and something. I'll paste it somewhere here, right? So it has to be 500 and I think 530 per month. So you would calculate 530 times the number of months that you plan on living, staying in Malta. So if your course is for like 1 year, so 500, let's say 500 euros times 12. So you have to have a minimum of 6,000 euros in your account, right? So, I mean, obviously, like I mentioned before, you would get letter from the school. It has to be accredited, like you can see here. So at this stage, even though the school would say everything I mean, give you whatever document it is, and it is not accredited, they would not approve it. So also there's this particular requirement, travel medical insurance. I've got a lot of people have asked me if they have to actually have this particular amount. But actually this amount is just like coverage. So the insurance should actually cover 30,000 euros. So it's not like you're paying 30,000 euros for anything. I know if you are from Nigeria, for example, you would not pay more than 10,000 naira for insurance coverage of that amount. Okay. Then obviously you need to also, I mean, one of the like you have to show that you are paid for the course. So if it's a course that is not up to 1,000 euros, you pay everything. If it's more than 1,000 euros, between 1,000 and 2,005, you pay 75%. And then if it's higher than 2,500 euros, you have to pay 50% of the course fee, right? Before you can, I mean, before you apply. Obviously, I think if visas are denied, this will be refunded, right? But I'm sure it will take a while before it gets refunded. So another thing is you can work in Malta as a student. However, you cannot work more than 20 hours a week. Yeah, after the first 3 months of study. Okay, so basically, but then it has to be for those who are studying for more than 90 days. You cannot be doing a short course and then working, if you get what I mean. So I think the visa application fee is 70 euros and any other purpose will be 100 euros. So that will be all for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was useful. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.